Hello dear friends of class 12th. Today we are going to learn a application of Biot-Savart's law, which is to find the magnetic field at the access point of a current carrying loop. Okay, we start our derivation with this diagram. Now see, here I have this current carrying loop. Can you see this current carrying loop? Okay, now in this loop, this part is a solid part and this is the dotted part. Why I have drawn this part as dotted? Because this part lies on the back side and this part lies on the front side. So how is the current flowing in this? The current is flowing in the sense that from the front part the current is going downwards, and from the rear part the current is moving upwards. And just note, I'm going to show you with my thumb how is the direction of current element given on the top and on the bottom side. See, current goes like this, and when it comes to the top it is outside. When it is in the front it is downwards. Then it is at the bottom, the direction of current element is inverse. So out, down, in and up. The current is actually flowing in this manner. Alright, now I have selected two current elements, one at the top and other at the bottom. Okay, first I am going to apply Biot-Savart's law to find the magnetic field due to these two current elements. Okay, consider the top current element. The current element is I dot dl. The point at which I have to find the magnetic field is this point. So I need to know this distance. What is this distance? This distance is S. What is the radius of this loop? The radius of this loop is A. And what is the distance of the point from the center of the loop? That distance is equals to distance R. Okay, so can I write S is equals to this? Now how can I write this? S is equals to root of R square plus A square. That I can write by Pythagoras theorem. Okay, so now we can apply Biot-Savart's law. Look at this equation. What is the equation of Biot-Savart's law? dB is equals to mu 0 by 4 pi I dl sine theta over S square. The distance is S, so I have written S square. Okay. Now what is theta in this case? See, the theta is the angle between current element and vector S. Current element and vector S. So what is the direction of current element at the top? It is outwards. What is the direction of vector S? It is this. So what is the angle between this outward current element and this? It is equal to 90 degrees. Should I show you this? Current is outwards. You can see this thumb indicates the direction of current element. This is the direction of S. What is the angle between them? It is 90 degrees. Okay, so sin theta mein theta is equals to 90 degrees, sin theta is equals to 1. Putting both these in the equation, what do I get is mu 0 is equals to, dB is equals to mu 0 by 4 pi I dl by S square. Okay, now the complex thing comes now. What should be the direction of this magnetic field? See, first I can find the direction of magnetic field by two rules. One is the Ampere's rule and one is the Biot-Savart's law in vector form. Let me write what is Biot-Savart's law in vector form. It is given as dB is equals to mu 0 by 4 pi I dl cross S cap over S square. This means that the direction of magnetic field is perpendicular to dl and it is perpendicular to S. dB is perpendicular to dl and dB is again perpendicular to S. So I have to draw a direction which is perpendicular to S. Now there are two such possible directions. This is one direction. You can see this is perpendicular to S. There is one more possible direction. This is also perpendicular to S. Did you get that? dB is perpendicular to S. So this line can also be magnetic field. This line can also be the magnetic field. But both cannot be the directions of magnetic field. One of them is wrong. Now again, how to decide? Use Ampere's rule. Use Ampere's rule. Okay. What is Ampere's rule? Place the thumb in direction of current and move your fingers. If the finger shows upward direction, then this upward direction dB will be correct. If it shows downward direction, then this will be correct. Let us see. This is direction of current. The point lies on that side. So the direction is upwards. That means this is the wrong direction and this one is the correct direction of dB. And remember, dB is perpendicular to S. That means this angle which I am going to mark now is a 90-degree angle. Okay. Again, coming to the bottom current element, due to this, again, what will be the magnetic field? The magnetic field will be again the same. Mu 0 by 4 pi I dl by S square. But the direction of magnetic field will be perpendicular to S. If this is S, then this one is also S. And again, there are two possible perpendicular directions. One is this, the other is this. Which one of these is the correct one? Place the thumb in direction of current element. Move the fingers of right hand. Okay, which direction it is showing at that point? Downward direction. That means this is the correct direction of magnetic field due to this. This is not. Alright? So now we have got the direction of dB. This is due to the top current element. This is to the bottommost current element. And you see this angle is phi. If this angle is phi, then this angle will also be phi. Now how does this happen? If I move horizontal line by 90 degrees, what do I get? I get a vertical line. I am moving horizontal line by a degrees of 90 degrees. What do I get is a vertical line. Again, I am moving S by 90 degrees. Can you see this is S? I am moving it by 90 degrees. What do I get? I get dB. Because what is the angle between S and dB? It is 90 degrees. So, if I turn both the lines by the same angle, then the angle between these two lines are not going to change. Let me just show you this also. This is phi, the angle between my two fingers. If I turn them, the angle again remains equal to phi. Okay. So now this angle is equals to phi, resolving dB. This is dB, this is phi, this is dB cos phi, this will be dB sin phi. dB sin phi. Again, this angle is also phi for the same reason. Again resolving this dB, this is phi, this is dB cos phi, and here it will again be what? dB sin phi. Now what is happening is this. the top dB cos phi component and the bottom, they are equal and opposite vectors or vector resolution. So what will happen? They will cancel out. And which component will actually be existing at the point? It will be only dB sin phi. Okay. Now this was due to the top and the bottom current elements, but if you take any two diametrically opposite current elements, see, top and bottom are diametrically opposite. What happens? Sin theta or sin phi exists, cos phi cancels out. The same thing happens with these 2 points also. Cos phi cancel out, sin phi exists. The same happens with these 2 points also. They are also diametrically opposite points. So what is happening is that out of dB, it is only the dB sin phi which is existing. The remaining cancels out. Okay, it's the second step. In the third step, we are going to find the total magnetic field. How to find the total magnetic field? Integration of dB sin phi, integrating all this. So now what you are supposed to do? Put the value of dB and then put the value of sin phi. From the diagram you can see what is the value of sin phi. It is A upon S. So put this value of dB over here, put the value of sin phi over here. Take the constants out, mu 0, 4 pi, current I, radius of the loop A and the distance. They are all constants. So kick them out of the integration. What is left is only dl, integration of dl, that means integration of length of the loop. Okay, now the loop is circular and its integration will be what? Its integration will be the circumference of this circle. What is circumference? 2 pi into radius. So that is it. Integration of dl is 2 pi into the radius. What is the radius? The radius is a. Clear up to here? Now, just put the value of S. What is the value of S? See in the diagram. What is it? Root of r square plus a square. Just put that value of S over here. And this is what you get. This will cancel out. 2 will cancel with this. 4 pi will cancel with this pi. And what are you getting is mu 0 by 2 I a square divided by r square plus a square to the power 3, which can be written as r square plus a square raised to 3 by 2. So this completes the derivation. Now coming to special cases. If this loop is not of a single turn, it is having n number of turns. What happens? Simply the magnetic field becomes n times. That's all. Okay, the first special case. The second one, if r is much greater than a, that means this distance r is not this much, this is very large distance. That means r is very big but a is very small. So what mathematics takes place after this is that the addition of r square plus a square will be nearly equal to r square. Okay, put this thing into this equation and what you get is this. Okay, now the last special case. If we are at the center of the loop, you can see this is the loop, and if you are supposed to find the magnetic field at the center of this loop over here, what you will do? See, the value of r becomes 0. As you go on this side, the value of r decreases, and at the center the value of r becomes 0. So in the equation, in this equation, just put r equals to 0 and this is what you get. Simple one. Okay, now this is a very important derivation. There are various other forms of this derivation also. That means the same expression can be written in many different ways. We will discuss those ways in the next video. Okay, the notes of this are already given to you. Just copy down and learn this derivation.